Okay, good evening po sa ating lahat and welcome to our live review for licensure examination for professional teachers. So this night ang ating re-review ay more on professional education. So let's start with the first question. By way of language medium, which is best for students of diverse cultural backgrounds? Letter A, regional dialects. Letter B, national language. Letter C, English and Filipino. Or letter D, multilingual teaching. Okay, sa mga nandito sa ating live stream, pwede nating i-like and share ang ating live stream para marami pa tayong matulungan sa kanilang review. Okay, so number 2 states that language of medium. Diverse cultural background. So what will be our answer? So when we say diverse cultural background, so iba-iba yung um, language sa isang classroom. So we will not use the regional dialect, we will not use the English and Filipino or multilingual teaching. We will use the national language. So our national language is Filipino, so we will use that to teach and use as a language of medium. Okay, so that is the answer for number 2. Letter B, national language. Okay, question number 3. Question number 3, how schools effectively support out of school youths and the unemployed. So we have 4 choices here. So we have set up job fairs, make them parts of PTCAs, and hire them as non-teaching personnel or provide them a livelihood training. Okay, so how can schools effectively support out of school youths and unemployed? Letter A, set up job fairs. Letter B, make them parts of PTCAs. Letter C, hire them as non-teaching personnel. Or letter D, provide livelihood training. Out of school youths ito and unemployed. Okay, the correct answer here is to provide them a livelihood training. So, dahil sila out of school youth and unemployed, so kailangan nila ng livelihood or pangkabuhayan para sila ay magkaroon ng trabaho or maiangat yung kanilang sarili. So, out of school youth and unemployed, we must provide them a livelihood training. Okay, so let's proceed now to question number 4. Question number 4. Okay, here is the question number 4. So, meron tayong apat na options: merit and promotion, lifelong career, in-service, and pre-service. What is the overall stream for education, growth, and fulfillment in the teaching profession? Letter A, merit and promotion. Letter B, lifelong career. Letter C, in-service. Letter D, pre-service. overall stream for education. Okay, so anong correct answer natin for this one? Growth and fulfillment. So, yan yung keyword natin dyan, growth and fulfillment in the teaching profession. The correct answer here is lifelong career. Okay, kasi yan yung ating growth and fulfillment. So, hindi tayo nakabase sa merit and promotion, hindi sa in-service and pre-service. So, we have the lifelong career. Okay, so that is for question number 4. Now, let's proceed to question number 5. Okay, so bago tayo pumunta sa question number 5, let's first have define the teacher education development map, na kung saan ito yung tinatawag natin na growth and fulfillment natin. Okay, so dito makita natin ay ito yung the teacher education and development map. So sa pre-service training, you are enrolled in college level or you have the bachelor degree. So ang in charge dyan ay ang Commission and Higher Education or yung mga school. So you are under the pre-service training. So hindi ka pa nagtatrabaho. So you are under the tertiary education institutions. So that is the pre-service training. Ano mga under ng pre-service? We have the Bachelor of Elementary Education, Bachelor of Secondary Education, and PGCED. Okay? And then, after mo graduate ng bachelor's degree, you're going to take the licensure examination for professional teachers. So, under yan ng PRC, which is the Professional Regulation Commission. So, kapag tapos ka na, you have now, you pass the board exam, you will now undergo to the DepEd or the civil service. So, tapos ka na mag-exam, nakapasa ka, you are now under the DepEd. So, you are now the Teacher Human Resource Planning, Recruitment, Selection, and Deployment. Okay, so, dahil under ka na ng DepEd, you are now going to have the induction training. So, ang tawag na sa iyo ay in-service training and professional development. So, ang tawag natin dyan ay INSET, no? INSET. So, after nyan, syempre, you are going to have the retirement. So, we have the mandatory. Ano ang mandatory retirement natin? 60 years old. So, you are now having the retirement preparation. So, that is the teacher education development map. All right. So, that is for the question number 4. Okay, let's proceed to question number 5. Okay, question number 5. In the school, who is the key to the success or failure in teaching and learning, being the link between the child and the curriculum? A, teacher. Letter B, parent. Letter C, student. Letter D, principal. So, ang tinatanong dito is key to the success or failure in teaching and learning. So, kapag bumagsak yung bata or nag-success, sino ang susi para dito? Okay, so teacher ba? Parent, student, or principal? Okay, so ang link dito ng success ay walang iba kundi ang teacher, because the teacher has the power to change. Kaya ang tawag sa kanila ay catalyst of change ang mga teacher or educator. So the correct answer is letter A. The teacher is the key to the success and failure in teaching and learning. Okay, so next question tayo, question number 6. Question number 6. Okay, so we have 4 options again for question number 6. For teachers, what is the most laudable motive for participation in professional development programs? Letter A, promotion and higher merit pay. Letter B, support for training programs. Letter C, optimal use of time and resource. Letter D, continuing professional growth. Okay, ano ba ang pangunahing layunin? Bakit ikaw ay, yung isang teacher ay nagpa-participate or sumasali sa tinatawag natin na PDP or the Professional Development Programs? Letter A, para ba ay magkaroon ng promotion at tumaas yung sweldo? Letter B, support for training programs. Or letter C, optimal use of time and resource. Or letter D, continuing professional growth. So, letter A, B, and C are just, parang secondary motive yan. Pero ang pinaka talagang motibo kung bakit kailangan mo ng professional development is to have growth in your profession. So, the correct answer for number 6 is letter D, continuing professional growth. Continuing professional growth. Okay? Let's proceed now to question number 7. Question number 7. Okay, medyo madami to, no? Okay, question number 7. Of the following interventions, which is directly aimed at responding to the transitional gap between academic achievement and employment? Letter A, deregulation of tuition fees. Letter B, voluntary accreditation of schools. Letter C, school networking with business and industry. Letter D, identification of centers of excellence. Okay, so ang keyword natin dito is transitional gap. So meron tayong mga stakeholders. So between academic achievement and employment. So paano natin magkakaroon tayo na to bridge the gap between academic achievement and employment? Okay, so meron akong nakikitang tamang sagot. The correct answer here is school networking with business and industry. So ano bang may hawak ng employment? Ang may hawak ng employment, walang iba kundi ang business and industry. Kaya nga ay may mga program tayo sa school like lalo na sa senior high school na meron tinatawag na immersion, no? Na kung saan ang school ay nakikipag coordinate sa iba't ibang mga businesses and industries so that they can seal or bridge the gap between academic achievement and employment. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Question number 8. Okay, question number 8. What is the most effective way to deal with non-participating students who do not have interest in the lessons and they're being part of class activities? Letter A, give reminders on coming tests. Letter B, get help from guidance counselor. Letter C, introduce engaging activities. Examples, role playing. Or letter D, warn against not joining class work. Okay, sa mga bagong dating, you can like and share our review para meron pa tayong ibang mga matulungan na mga magte-take ng board exam. Alright, so number 8, ang keyword natin dito, anong keyword natin dyan? Non-participating students. Ano daw ang effective na paraan para sumali yung mga nonchalant nating mga students? Okay. The correct answer here is letter C. Introduce engaging activities. So, kapag boring ang iyong class, syempre, walang iba, hindi magiging interesting sa mga students natin. Okay, so, hindi mo ipapag-guidance counselor kagad yon. Hindi mo rin bibigyan ng mga coming test, lalo mapipressure. So, you must have a learner-centered classroom. Okay? Let's proceed now to question number 9. Question number 9 deals with punishment. So, the question is, what guidelines should govern in inflicting punishment? Letter A, extra schoolwork is the best form of punishment. Letter B, punish at will. Letter C, abide by the school's rules on punishment. Letter D, apply different standards for punishment. Okay, how do you apply or inflict punishment? Okay, is it you punish at will? So, kung gusto mo lang magparusa, sige, magparusa ka lang. Okay, so may iba-iba tayong sagot, no? May nakita ko letter C, may nakita ko letter D. So, tanggalin na natin yung letter A and B. So, C and D yung nakalagay, no? Abide by the school rules on punishment or apply different standards for punishment. Okay, so yung letter D kasi, if you apply different standards of punishment, are you following the rules imposed by the school about the punishment? Kaya meron tayo tinatawag na school manual, no? So, the correct answer here is letter C. Abide by the school rules on punishment. In-apply mo nga yung different standards for punishment, pero you are not following the rules for punishment of your school. So, wala rin. So, the correct answer is letter C. Abide by the school rules on punishment. Okay, let's proceed now to the next question. Okay, question number 10. Okay, so ito naman ay tungkol sa classroom preparation. So we have question number 10. Classroom routines form the backbone of daily school activities, but which of the following is not covered by such routines? Letter A, submission of work. Letter B, lesson content. Letter C, distribution of papers. Or letter D, seating arrangement. Okay, keyword here is backbone of daily school activities. Okay, so paki-comment ang inyong mga sagot para makita ko kung ay talagang nakapag-review na tayo, no? Ito yung mga drills lang, no? Alright, so may nakikita na ako mga sagot. Number 10, syempre, pag sinabi nating backbone of daily school activities, walang iba kundi yung lesson plan. So, the correct answer here is letter B, lesson content. So, kung alam natin yung acronym ng OSLEA, ano ba yung OSLEA? We have the objective, subject matter, learning activities, evaluation, and assignment. Okay? So, that is for the lesson plan. Okay, let's proceed now to the next question. Question number 11. Okay. So, here we proceed now to ano yung mga sa classroom rules natin. So, we have question number 11. What kind of humor is appropriate for diffusing tension in the classroom? Letter A, funny bloopers. Letter B, folk humor. Letter D, comic humor. Letter D, sex jokes. So, inappropriate. So, dapat alam na natin kagad yung sagot dito. Okay, may nagtanong dito, sir, nakasave ba ito sa YouTube? We will upload the record of this one sa YouTube channel. And we will post na lang yung link sa Facebook page. Okay? So, pwede nyo ring panoorin ito tong recorded na drills natin for tonight. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter D. So, this is not appropriate for classroom, no? So, maraming nagkakaroon ng issue regarding this kapag sa classroom mo ginawa. Okay? So, di dapat natin gawin yon. Okay, let's proceed now to the next question. Okay, so special education classroom. The question is, what rules should be followed for lighting special education classroom? Letter A, light coming from the right side of students. Letter B, very well lighted classroom. Or letter C, standard yet adequate. Letter D, dark classroom. Okay, so alin dyan ang dapat sundin kapag naglalagay tayo ng ilaw sa special education classroom? Okay, so hindi rin pwede yung ano no, very well lighted classroom. Sobrang liwanag. So, mayroon tayong sinusunod ni standards sa special education. So, the correct answer here is letter C, standard yet adequate. So, meron tayong rules. So, when we are going to use rules, then we have the standard. So, the correct answer is letter C, standard yet adequate light. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Okay, question number 13. Question number 13 is, how can moral attitude of the student be judged as she goes to the church confession every day to be washed of all sins? Letter A, pharisaical. Letter B, strict. Letter C, scrupulous. Letter D, callous. Okay, so moral attitude of Christine. So, pumunta daw siya sa simbahan para maghugas ng kanyang mga kasalanan, pero bumabalik pa rin siya sa dati niyang mga kasalanan, ginagawa pa rin niya. So, anong tawag natin doon? So, the correct answer here is letter A, pharisaical. So, from the word Pariseo or the Pharisees, sila kasi yung mga grupo ng mga tao na ang tawag sa kanila ay mga pakitang tao lang. So, the correct answer here is letter A, pharisaical. Okay. Let's proceed now to the next question. Proceed tayo sa question number 15 muna. Ito kasi ang keyword natin. Okay, so educational technology question. Question number 15. Among the following terms in technology, which has the broadest concept of technology for the whole educative system? Letter A, computer technology. Letter B, audiovisuals. Letter C, instructional technology. Letter D, educational technology. So what is the broadest term for the technology, concept of the technology pagdating sa education? Pinakamalawak ha. Okay, the correct answer here is letter D, educational technology. Yung letter A, letter B, and letter C ay under ng educational technology. Alright, so let's proceed now to the next question. Question number 16. Okay, so we are having the choices ng instruction using the technology. Okay. Question number 16. In the process of integrating technology in instruction, which of the following points to the highest kind of cognitive skills desired? Letter A, nurturing of class teamwork. Letter B, engendering meaningful learning. Letter C, introducing social learning. Letter D, developing metacognition. Okay, the keyword is highest kind of cognitive skills desired. Okay, number 16. Okay, so may mga nagko-comment na. Ano daw ang pinaka-highest level pagdating sa cognitive skills? Alright, so let's reveal the correct answer. Ang tamang sagot ay letter D, developing metacognition. So, metacognition is a process wherein you are learning how to learn or thinking how to think. So, yan yung tinatawag natin na metacognition. Alam mo kung paano matuto. So, that is the highest kind of cognitive skills, developing metacognition. Okay, so the correct answer is letter D. Okay, let's proceed now to the next question. Question number 17. Okay, so we have all sa educational technology ulit. What quality makes digital visual materials better describes as virtual reality? Letter A, self-compose. Letter B, color and tone. Or letter C, lifelike. Or letter D, depth of field. Virtual reality. So, meron tayong dalawang concept dito. Virtual. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin pag sinabi nating virtual? Hindi siya totoo. Pag reality naman, it is something that happens in our day-to-day lives. So, that is reality. So, pag pinagsama natin ang virtual reality, ano ang ibig sabihin nito? So, the correct answer here is letter C, life-like, para siyang buhay. So, letter C, virtual reality is life-like. So, kung napapansin nyo, may mga technology na tayo ngayon, yung sinusuot sa mata na kung saan kapag sinuot mo yun, makikita mo yung halimbawa ay nakasakay ka sa isang sasakyan pero hindi ka naman nakasakay. So, that is a virtual reality. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Question number 18. Okay, so we have the developmental reading. What is known as getting the meaning of a new unfamiliar word by looking for hints from surrounding words in the sentence or paragraph? Letter A, context clues. Letter B, syntactic clues. Letter C, semantic clues. Letter D, graphophonic clues. Okay, so I will give you 10 seconds to read and comment your answer. Alright, so ang sabi dito ay getting the meaning of a new unfamiliar word. So titingnan mo siya sa mga katabing words niya sa sentence or paragraph. So that is not graphophonic, semantic, or syntactic. The correct answer is letter A, context clues. So when we say context, from the word context, yung text, you are going to look sa paano ginamit yung word sa isang paragraph or sentence. So that is context clues. Okay. Let's proceed now to question number 19. So yung context clues, ginagamit mo siya kapag wala kang dictionary o gusto mo malaman talaga yung kung paano ginamit siya sa sentence. Okay, question number 19. So, lesson planning ulit tayo. Okay, the choices are, so the question, how can lessons be made more meaningful by way of learning continuity? Letter A, add value to content. Letter B, introduce new content. Letter C, stress retention of facts. Letter D, relate present with past lesson. Okay, so ang keyword natin dito ay learning continuity. Okay, so 10 seconds to comment and choose your answer. The correct answer is you are going to relate your past lesson, relate your present lesson with the past lesson. So kung halimbawa ang yung lesson ngayon ay least common multiples, then you are going to relate to your new lesson adding of dissimilar fractions. So they are going to apply the least common multiple in finding the least common denominator. So in that way, you are relating your present lesson with your past lesson. Okay? So question number 20 na tayo. Okay, question number 20. Among cognitive objectives, what refers to transfer of knowledge from one concept to another? Letter A, synthesis. Letter B, application. Letter C, analysis. Letter D, comprehension. So the keyword here is transfer of knowledge from one concept to another. 10 seconds to choose your answer. Okay, so sabi dito, transfer of knowledge. So, halimbawa ay meron kayong instruction na how to cook sinigang. So, instruction yon, knowledge siya. Pero, paano nila matitikman yung sinigang? So, they are going to apply what is the content or the instruction. So if they are going to apply the knowledge to cooking, then that is now the application. So that is transfer of knowledge from one concept to another. Okay, so next question, proceed tayo sa question number 22. Okay. Question number 22 deals with assessment. So how can automated checking help in improving reliability? Letter A, ease in checking. Letter B, cost saving. Letter C, objective scoring. Letter D, time consuming. So when we say automated checking, para siyang gumagamit ng Scantron na kung saan hindi ka na magmamanual na magche-check. So, ano ang kinalaman nito para mag-improve na maging reliable ang test or assessment na ibinibigay mo? Okay, 10 seconds to choose your answer. Okay, so sa automated checking kasi, ang inaano natin kasi dyan, ease of checking, cost saving, time consuming. So pag sinabi natin time consuming, mas lalo pang bumagal yung pag-check mo. So ano dapat dito? Pag sinabi ng reliability, it must be met the objectives of your test. So the correct answer is letter C, objective scoring. Okay, so one last question na tayo, no? So 30 minutes lang tayo for tonight. Okay. Last question. Okay. So deals with measurement of assessment. Using the Likert method of summative scale, what is the mean for scale ratings? 10, 7.5, 5, 2.5, and 0. Okay, so 10 seconds to choose your answer. Okay, sa Likert scale, ang titignan lang natin ay yung pinakagitna, no? So, in this scale, the mean scale for ratings here is letter B, 5. Okay, so this is our quick drill for tonight. I hope meron kayong bagong natutunan and stay updated lang lagi sa mga posts for our updates para sa mga upcoming drills. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.